Next, we have another comedian from Seattle. You can see her frequently at Jai Tai in Seattle. She'll also be hosting at Joker's Comedy Club in Richland, Washington in September. Give some love to Corrina Lee Allen.
You guys, give it up for Amanda Biddle. Give it up for your fantastic host while I dump off my electronics here and my drink. Let's talk about stuff, guys. Make some noise if you've ever lied to get a job. Make some noise. Where are people at? Yeah. Me too. Listen, I wasn't thinking about it when I did this. When you did it, were you thinking that someday that would be the thing that you would have in common with the president? Not planning for that, you guys. The president said he wants to start putting drug dealers to death. Doesn't that beg the question? Like, who's gonna tell him white people sell drugs? My money's on Tiffany. If anyone's keeping score out there. But I got it figured out, ladies. I've worked it out how we can survive in Trump's America. I got this on lock. We got to bring back the hoop skirt. Yeah. Because it builds a wall around your pussy, guys. All right? Oh, I'm too old for that shenanigans. You hear about they got themselves, I'm excited about this. The Trump supporters got themselves their own dating website. Yeah, no, this is great news, right? They're finally gonna go fuck themselves. Because I'm just too old for these shenanigans. I'm 48. I can't be dealing with what's going on up there right now. 48, that's right. I've been old for a while now, you guys. I've been old since the year 2000. I know that's when it happened. Because that's the year they put Madonna on the cover of Good Housekeeping. Oh yeah, ouch. So some young faces in here, that's alright. We're gonna get you on my page. Make some noise if you've heard the song Buddy Holly by the band Weezer. Clap for that song, you heard that song. Yeah. Alright guys, that song's 24 years old. Oh, there you go. Millennials, that darkness you feel in your center right now. It's called aging, right? That's what death feels like in really small increments. You'll know you're an old lady like me when you're watching late night TV in a few days and you see Ariana Grande hawking diabetes supplies. Okay, it's alright guys. I'm 48. That makes me a Gen Xer, okay? That's not normal to hear people say out loud in public. We don't usually self-identify. You know, Gen Xers, if we had a motto, it would be, we're not even supposed to be here today. That's my generation. And there are a lot of young faces, so let's get this out on the table. Yes, I know we fucked up. Yes, I know. Very aware, because the evidence is right there in front of you, you know what I mean? Like, porn is free. And healthcare is not. Just saying, it seems like maybe some dudes are in charge, guys. Take notes, millennials. You can correct course. It's fine. It's all right. 48, you guys. To be clear about how old that is, it also means I'm old enough. I own a second pair of tits. That's what's going on up here, guys. I used to have vast tracts of land. Look, I spent 30 years knocking shit over with my titties as a setup for this joke, people. Right? Until in my 30s, I just acknowledged that property management's not my shit, you know? I went from having tit-A's to titties. I like that better. I have to tell you guys that the side effects of breast reduction surgery are really weird, man. You know, like, well, for one, what's up with all this fucking eye contact? This is bullshit. Like, I'm in my 40s, now you want to look up? Come on, man. That's not cool. And the street harassment got real weird, you know? Back in the day, it used to be, hey, baby. And now it's, hey, you fat bitch. Look, I want to be really clear. I do not care if somebody calls me fat at all. It's just not relevant to my worldview. But, bitch, that's just a lucky guess. Right? But the really weird part, you guys, I think I have phantom limb syndrome. Yeah, because I'm cold where my titties used to be. All right? It feels like my soul is sticking out. I don't know what to say to my doctor when he asks me how I'm doing. It's like, well, shit, doc, I'm fine, but my ghost titties are cold. I don't know what kind of pill to give me for that one. I just hope wherever my ghost titties are now, like they're having a good time haunting shit, you know, knocking stuff over like back in the day. I hope somebody's buying them a drink, you know? Yeah, 48's a lot. I'm also at that point in my life where my 3D printer's going into the shutdown mode. I know that's what's going on because it feels like my ovaries are boiling. I'm real sweaty and I can't remember any of my jokes. So that's the life I'm leading. And I really got like, turn this thing off, just for the record. Turn it off. Did you know if you let this thing go, it just makes more people? Like, that's nuts. That's crazy. And I did that. I made people with my cooter. I activated the 3D printer. I gave birth to red-haired twins with ADHD, boys, who will be 21 in 2 weeks. So give it up for me. Yeah. Can't believe we made it that far, right? Because I'm a hot mess. I don't know if you can tell. Like, it's not just the menopause, okay? I am a hot mess. Some people might say that, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in this room that's ever called their friend up at 2 in the morning and said, hey, you gotta come over to my house right now. We gotta go out in the desert and bury a vibrator. Yeah, that's me. I did that. Just to be clear, I've been doing this for way too long. And I used to have a joke back in the day in one of my sets about how I didn't own a vibrator because I was afraid of moisture and electricity. Okay, didn't seem like a good idea. To 28-year-old me, I was like, manual only. I don't want to be the one in the emergency room listening to a doctor tell me, it's okay, honey, pubic hair is supposed to be curly. Like, I don't need that in my life. So I did that joke on his show in front of a bunch of dudes I did stand-up with, and they responded to that joke by buying me a vibrator. Correct. That is how stand-up comedy works, you guys. Yeah, they were real proud of themselves when they presented it to me, too. They were like, look, it's safety orange because you're clumsy. Whatever, man. I didn't think a whole lot about it, you know. I took it home and I threw it in a drawer. And about 6 months later, I walked into my bedroom and I found my sons, who at the time were 6 years old, and they were playing with the pieces because they had taken that shit completely apart. When I walked in, my son Daniel was waving the orange sheath like a lightsaber. Brings me to the important part of this set. Young people, this is especially important for you. Please take notes. Listen. If you ever walk in on your children playing with your sex toys, stop and take a photo. Right? I'm just saying, that'll end an argument with a 16-year-old super fucking quick. You will win. However, guys, after I took my picture, the problem I had was I was a single lady living alone in an apartment complex, and I had a pile of vibrator parts. And I didn't want to put that in the trash can, you know, and have everybody be like, oh my God, you guys, what's wrong with the pussy in 2B? Just wrecking vibrators. I didn't want to have that conversation at the mailbox, you know. I did parent and comede at the same time. That's the advanced level. Don't recommend it. Wasn't good for me. I wasn't good at that. I'm going to cop to it right now, you guys. I was a shitty mom. My kids turned out to be awesome people anyways, because apparently I'm also an okay dad. So, but that's what happens when you comede and parent at the same time. The thing about kids is that kids ask a lot of questions. And the thing about comedy is that a question's a cue for a joke. And sometimes you shouldn't do that to a little kid. Right? Case in point, I was making gravy one day. I had a pan on the stove and a chicken neck and some broth and herbs and stuff in it. And my sons came running in the door. My son Kyle ran over and he saw that and he was like, oh my God, Mom, what is that? I pointed at the chicken neck. Comedy Brain won. And I said, dude, that's the chicken's penis. That's what you make gravy out of. Now, to be fair, mostly the reason I said that was because I had my headset on because I was with my guild, so I had like an open channel and an audience in front of whom to say that. So they immediately changed the password to Chicken Dick Gravy. And that kid is going to be 21 next week, and he still won't eat gravy. Like, I broke him. Yeah, I did make some mistakes because I'm a comic. That's how it works out, you know, like when the kids were real little, I told them, hey man, if you can make me laugh, you're not in trouble. Don't do that. Take the picture, don't do that part, okay? I did that, that was not smooth. And I paid for it, because my kid got me back. Same kid, 17 years old, I walked into his room and it was gnarly. And I was like, dude, you've got to fix this right away. You need to make this look perfect. Make this look like a magazine cover. My son locked eyes with me. He said, Mom, my room already looks like a magazine cover. There's jizz everywhere. Yeah. That's fine. I see some of you are better parents than me. That's okay. I laughed. I did not get to punish that kid. Yeah. That's how that works out, guys, because they are always funnier than you. They're always sharper than you. Your kids are always going to figure out how your magic works, and they're going to turn it against you. That happened to me one day. They came busting in the front door, and Mischief turns to Mayhem, and he says, hey, man, I got 100% on my sex ed test. And his brother goes, congratulations, dude. That makes you a genius. And I'm over in the corner like 70% jealous comic, 30% proud mama is about how that worked out. That's Chappelle's math. I trust it. But I had to have a minute with myself, you know, like that was kind of rough, you know, but then I thought about it for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Like, I made him with my vagina, right? So I think we know who the real vagenius is. Fair enough. Yes, it's true. All right, you guys. Menopause is winning. I have to mash the button, which is embarrassing because you'd think I would remember all of the better jokes that my kids wrote than me, right? But that's the thing. You guys got to lower your expectations for me. I'm a hot mess because I have daddy issues, right? My dad was a drummer, you guys. And some people don't know what that means. If you're not a musician, you might not know what that means. What that means is I grew up poor. All right? That's what that means. That's the thing about drummers, you know? They're real good at counting and real bad at math. For real, guys. My dad was one of those rockers in the 50s who became an evangelist in the 70s. I went into Christian talk radio in the 80s. In case you're wondering what the career path is to dick jokes at the gallery. It'll take you 48 years. What's a hell of a ride, guys? Try it out. Yeah, that's how that worked out for me. I like to sum it up for people like this. In 1959, my dad was playing drums for Buddy Holly. Yeah, and in 1979, my dad was playing his records backwards so he could hear Satan's voice. Same dude. So yeah, that's what's wrong with me. If you're keeping score, that's how it worked out. It's a good deal though, you know, like some people say female comedians have daddy issues. In my case, it's like the full subscription package. I got it all worked out. It's all good. Oh, God. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to do one more joke and get on out of here, you guys, because it got way too high. Before the show, that's my failing. All the other comics call me the fairy pot mother because I always have weed on me. But I made a mistake today. I let one of my younger friends talk me into trying that fancy new millennial weed. I tried the dabs. Yeah, I shouldn't have did that. That fucker lied to me. He didn't give me a dab. He gave me a whole dollop. I am hammered. I am hammered. Time to do one more joke and get out of here, you guys. Make some noise if you've heard of Plan B birth control. Clap for that. Fancy stuff. I like your fancy millennial birth control. It's good shit, guys. I'm impressed. But the name's a lie. All right, we need to talk about this for a second. I looked it up online, you guys. Plan B is only 70% effective. And if you're keeping score, that's not a B. All right? Just saying, guys. You go home tonight, you do that thing young people do. Just remember, that's plan C minus, all right? You have a good night.
Keep it going for Corrina. She's awesome. Yeah,